Everybody hold your water.
Ready? What's that?
Balls, balls, balls.
Triple shot.
Balls, green 18. Green 18, 10.
Hey, I got some breaking news. Travis Kelce, welcome to the 2024 NFL season. Travis Kelce on National Tight End Day.
Did he play?
Booney.
Did he play this last weekend? I haven't seen him all year. Shit, I thought he was on tour.
Double-digit catches?
Hey, you know what?
Touchdown?
Shout out, number 2 tight end in my opinion, Travis Kelce on National Tight End Day. Showed up in a big way. I thought it was great that they have their own day. I'm waiting for the offensive line to have their own day.
Yeah, we need like a right guard day or something.
I know, right? Like everybody has to be just praised now, but seriously, I want to talk, and I know that he finally showed up and probably got off the jet from Brazil or somewhere where she's on tour. Like, I'm ready to go finally. But I want to talk about how maddening these Raiders were. Because not only do you get an interception that drives you to like the 6-yard line, but you do absolutely fuck all with that. And I was like, this just feeds right back into our case of why Spagnuolo is one of the best in the league.
Oh,
And at times, we've talked about this. Patrick Mahomes is doing Mahomey things, but sometimes you're like, not the Mahomey thing to do. But it's the defense that is carrying this fucking team all the way right now. But here's my problem. It's the same thing with the Niners. People had this offense down, punched in the mouth a few times. People were like, what's wrong with it? But now that you're letting Kelce show up a little bit, it's like, oh, no. We're good. Because we're just going to keep finding our outlet over here. And it's one of these things where you're starting to give them more life. And it was, dude, at times I wanted to kill the Raiders. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
it kind of feels like the Raiders are once again on the verge. There's like 4 teams in the NFL, and the Raiders are one of them. We're about 2 years into any coach or a year and a half in. It's time to start looking for the new one.
It's gone, dude. You know when it bothered me was when they went, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, but when you picked Brock Bowers, and I was like, wait a minute, who the fuck's going to throw it to him?
Yeah.
Kind of the biggest problem we have out here, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're
until
right.
you've got your offensive line and your,
What are you getting targets for? For who? Like, you're just going to beat this kid into submission. And it's, dude, same time, Gardner Minshew, just free runners coming at him. And I'm not saying it was protection's fault because at times they were blitzing more than they could, but he was taking shots at one time he took a shot from, I think it was McDuffie. And he like got up and he was like biting his lip, and I was like, he's in so much pain right now. Because I've been there with quarterbacks where they like bite down real hard and you're like, you good? They're like, I know the camera's on me. I can't let him know. And you're like, thank you for saving my job.
Why don't you just tap your helmet and go out for a couple plays? Why can't you?
Coach knows I was tired.
Start a new trend.
Coach knew I was tired, so he gave me a break for a play. Yeah, because that fucking happens. Don't even get me started on what tomorrow. Tomorrow is getting us canceled regardless of how well tonight's Monday night game goes, because we are going full fucking napalm on some people.
But right now, let's look at Travis Kelce.
Here we go,
his
baby.
Splash in the 2024 season. If you're new to the O-Line committee, click that subscribe button and the like button on the YouTube channel. It's film breakdowns and weekly podcasts from an offensive line perspective. 2 former NFL offensive linemen, Jeremiah Sirles, ding, he is not here today, and Alex Boone. Let's roll some tape here.
Do it. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, a little bit of this. Cut you.
This is what it looks like.
I have no answers for that. I don't know what we're doing other than like, hey, we got him contained. Yeah, but we're letting him contain 20 yards down the fucking field. Love this. Love this. Look at that.
Does he still look? I mean, like, what percentage of the old Kelce is he?
Dude, he still looks. And, dude, for weeks people have been talking like, oh, what's going on? It's like, listen, sometimes it doesn't always start great. The problem is with them, if you give them life, and this is a great pickup by Kareem Hunt, just getting enough on him to cut him, which Kareem Hunt's giving me serious Eddie Lacy vibes these days, like looking a little bit bigger than normal. At times he's panting as he's running. I was like, dude, I always see how long this goes, but hey, it starts up front, and we've talked about them. They have one of the best cores in the fucking league. There is. Look at that. Those 3 guys right there just showed you why they're the best. Go back. These 3 guys right here. Tooney, right? One of the best to fucking do it. Honestly, love him. Our boy in the middle.
Creed
Humphrey. Fucking one of the biggest and best to do it. And at the same time, that's what's his name at the right guard?
Smith?
Yes. The three of them make life really easy. And here's why. Go back. When you talk about a pocket, there's two conventional ways to do it. You can either go out there with a really badass core and tell your tackles, hey, no matter what, just run them up the field or just take on this bull rush, because the front three guys are not going to give up a lot of ground. They're really good at jump setting people. They're really good at holding their ground, which creates this pocket, right? So if the middle of the pocket stays firm, it allows Patrick to step up right there. See that? Like, nobody has moved off the spot. Nobody's moved them off the line. That's why they're one of the best. And at times when Patrick's in the pocket, like, look at this. Nobody's even on Kelce. He's in the middle of the field, and everyone's like, well, we had him contained. It's like, that's not enough. Not enough.
Feeling himself. Thump that chest.
Trace,
That's
man.
right.
There's a million names running through my head right now.
Nice little chip there by your boy,
Dude,
Eddie Lacy.
I'll tell you what, there was a chip last night that almost killed somebody.
Here, watch this chip.
Love this. Anytime you can get a running back on his way out to chip somebody, it just takes such a load off the defensive. Go back real quick. Play it. This is a great chip, too, because he ends up beating the left tackle right there. He kind of starts to get a corner on him, and he does a great. Go back real quick. It's almost like it's like he trips his feet up almost.
Or he hits his hip, maybe.
I was going to say he either hits his hip because you can see the defender quickly changes courses right there.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a shoulder. The best is when they use a shoulder because it knocks the wind out of the guy. And then anytime that running back comes back out that way, they are like, nope, don't want any piece of this. Want none of this. But at the same time, look how fast this ball's getting out. Before anybody can even do anything, he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ball gone.
Love the pick there, too. Watch 83. I'll go wide. Watch, I think we're watching right here. It's pretty blatant, but.
It's never blatant. Here we go.
But that's what.
No,
I mean,
it's a
every
mesh
play
route.
in the NFL. Yeah,
Dude,
I know.
It's
of
their
course.
sort of mesh, right? And it's
my
their
route.
way of getting him open, and at the same time, it's awesome because we can just pitch and catch. Nothing hurt.
Bang. Super
I think
easy.
another important stat to note was that I think Max Crosby, I'm not sure that he had a pressure in this game.
Wow.
Which, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. That dude he's got a motor, and he may not be having such a great year this year, but containing him is very tough. And these dudes did a good job of it.
This is creative. Technically a pass play because it's a forward shovel, but designed more like a run play, right? You got pullers.
They will do anything they can to get this play to work. And the fact that they've mastered it to get nobody downfield is phenomenal. Basically, everybody blocks down. It's basically power on the front side, and you're pulling your backside guard, but you're telling, it almost becomes like counter, but you're telling the backside tight end, like, hey, we're just going to pitch it to you instead. And I love these kind of plays because it forces the defense to really follow the ball, right? Like they're thinking, oh, it's some sort of wide zone type of play. And then all of a sudden Kelce gets the ball and cuts right up, follows this double team all the way up. Dude, left tackle does a great job of just enough to get in front of these guys because they kind of start to sniff it out when they see everyone going around, but they see how they pin him in there. Mm-hmm. And it's just a great job of Kelce running through here. They love that fucking play, dude. I swear to God, they find so many different ways to run it.
This is a great red zone play too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's just good for like 5 yards if you.
Not only that,
or like a 2-point conversion or something.
You're forcing the defense to watch so many people at the same time, and it's kind of like a Frisco-esque. Like the more superstars you have on the field, and you have them running in different directions, and you have them running the same way, it just causes the defense to talk or get misaligned, or something's going to go wrong.
See, like you watch this, and it's hard to go back now and like, how does he? How are there not like 7 or 8 easy catches for him every game so far this year, Kelce?
Well, I think now that he's actually starting to show up a little bit more, there's going to be a lot. Like, it's funny because for weeks people are like, "Where's Kelce?" And it's like, well, that's the defense's job, right? Shut Kelce down. Make them win in other ways, which they have been doing. But now you've let him resurge himself, and he's kind of like, oh, yeah, that's right. I am one of the best to ever fucking do this. Get out of my way. I can do this. This is just a clear-out route. This is a 3-by-1. I'm going to let everybody around him clear the entire defense out, and we're just going to have him sit in this little pocket all by himself. He's on the outside. He's going to come to the inside. Boom.
So he just sits while everyone else.
Everybody clears out, and we just pitch and catch to him. And like you said, simple 7-yard gain. Fuck 5 yards. This is 7-8 yards.
Yep.
We just keep getting these little chunks, but then all of a sudden, what happens? We keep getting these little chunk plays. Oh, we take the top off the defense. Now we go deep. Then you go back to freaking out about being deep, and we go back to these small pocket plays. Dude, a lot of his plays are like this. He's just so fucking athletic. And he's so good at running. Like, one of his greatest attributes as a tight end, in my opinion, is his ability to catch and turn immediately. Like, you see guys catch the ball and it takes them forever to spin, and you're like, God, you're so fucking slow. But when you can catch a ball and turn right now and go, dude, you put the defense on their heels.
That was an angry spike of the football, too.
Well, it's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute, okay? Look at that. Look at that, dude. He's
super quick hitter, but
there's
a good
2
job
windows
by
there, and Patrick's like, I gotta hit it in the first. I'm sorry, I have to hit the first window. Look at this. Kelce's gonna show up right there. That's your first window, and he knows right now I'm hitting it because look, there's your second window. Like, he's
in
open.
The second window, there might be some pressure there too, but yeah,
dude,
it's probably a touchdown either way.
Telling you, man. How do you guard that? He took 3 steps off the ball. I don't know. Press him? No, don't do that.
You know, the fact that they started 6-0 with devastating injuries, barely activating one of the greatest tight ends to ever play.
Did you see his stats going into this game? It was like 24 catches for 250 yards. I was like, they do know it's week 8, right? Like, we're halfway through the fucking season. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Once again, creating space. Spread everything out. Find these tiny pockets. Pat, create more space by extending the play. Offensive line does a great job. We're all just going to run you up here. Only thing I see between him is white jerseys. He runs up, everyone collapses. And that's another thing. You can't underestimate the fact that when you see Patrick Mahomes running at you, holding the football, you have to be thinking a lot of things, especially when he's behind the line of scrimmage. Like, you're like, am I going to be the next Sports Center highlight of jumping while he runs by me, or am I going to be the one that tries to run at him and he throws it? Like, it's got to be a fucking crazy thing in your head to be like, dude, no matter what you do here, you're wrong. Whatever you do, you're going to be wrong. There we go. Little
Just
roll.
Wash everything out.
These are my
three options.
This is one of my favorite plays because it happens so fast. Go back real quick.
He kind of pump fakes back here to make 18 stutter step, it looked like. I'm going to slow this down.
Let's see.
So 18's bottom of your screen here. Let me get this out of here.
I don't know that he pump fakes, but what I love about this play, and this is roll. Roll happens faster than naked, and you can tell because the running back goes straight to the roll side. That's how you categorize the difference between the two. One would be a naked, one would be a roll. But this is just a great job of Travis making a great catch, Patrick making a great throw on the run. Dude, look at that. They both catch the ball at the same time. I mean, it's incredible. And until you can stop these little plays like that, you're never going to be able to stop them, dude. I'm getting concerned that they're getting close to this three-peat, dude.
The fact that this is the worst their offense has been throughout the dynasty, and it's still putting up 20-some points a game. This is close to the best their defense has been. Spagnuolo is dialing it up. Yeah. It's a different formula, but the scary thing is if it's close inside like 4 minutes, they know how to get it done.
Right.
But also it kind of feels like there's another layer or two offensively that they will get to at some point before the season's over. It's very Patriots-like in that how many different times were you throughout the 20 years were you like, the Patriots, I don't know, they're good, and then they get into these playoff games and they just find little ways, man.
And that's another thing too, is like once you talk about a team like that, once they get into the playoffs, it's nothing new to them. So you have to think there's going to be so many teams that get to the playoffs that are just excited to get there. And they're going to be like, we fucking live here. Like, this is what we do. This is like coming in on Tuesday. And that can never be understated, is how well they can handle the pressure, how they can handle the important moments, how they handle the media, all these things. And honestly, you think about the offseason that they had and the year that they're having, and it's like, holy shit, dude. Andy Reid is still number one in my book. Like, I'm not saying that he is the greatest at keeping guys out of trouble or whatever, but he's great. He's great at being like, hey, whatever happens to fuck out there is not our issue. Let's just worry about football in here. And that's it. That's what this is. And he does one of the best jobs in creating new players. I mean, getting Xavier Worthy wasn't a bad option for them, but it's going to be interesting, dude. Like, this is where, and we've talked about this on the show, you start getting into November, December, this is where the rubber meets the road. Can they sustain this? Are they going to lose a game at all? I mean, Jesus, dude.
I think they're playing too many close games to not slip up maybe
don't
two
fall
or three
for the,
times.
Dude,
but
don't fall for the cheese. Don't fall for the cheese.
I just don't know that you can play every game. You know, it's 27-23 with a few minutes left and not have a ref screw you over but yeah, like they're going to win like 14 games, 15 games.
Yeah. And
it's funny because the Lions feel like the most dominant team in the NFL.
Well, especially after this last week. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But the Chiefs feel like the Patriots.
It's the Tom Brady, dude.
Years.
I played Brady in December, and he had the ball with 2 minutes left, and I remember somebody looked at me and was like, "This is it." I've seen videos of people on the sideline talking about like this is how they lost the game, and I remember thinking like, "Yeah, we're definitely going to lose. He's going to score. Nothing's going to stop him." And we ended up stopping him, and it was like, "Holy shit, he can be stopped." But it's like, dude, until you do it, no one's going to believe that it can happen. So yeah, I mean, they're a scary team. Exciting to see him finally get Travis Kelce into the mix, but dude, I thought their division would be a little bit tougher too.
Yeah, I'm still, you're a Harbaugh guy more than anyone here because you played for him, but like there's something with the Chargers, man. The way that they're playing defense, I think they're the number one scoring defense. They're like a year or two away. They got to get a couple more weapons and keep building out personnel, but
for sure.
Chargers are sneaky. And dude, the Broncos, they're 5-3 now with that defense and Sean Payton coaching. But yeah, it kind of felt like you were going to have the Raiders be more competitive. And
for sure.
But another O-line committee film breakdown. The Chiefs, Travis Kelce, welcome to the 2024 season. That's Alex Boone, the Rhino, 10-plus years in the NFL trenches. For Jeremiah, fined for missing this week's film breakdowns.
Double fine him. Oh, and his sensitivity towards Nebraska. My God.
Calm down, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time for the next film breakdown here on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel.